brothers and sisters, the contestant, welcome back to another episode of Career Corner, where we are saying what you need to be educated, you need to educate your mind to know what's really going on out there, 2020 and beyond. We saw what happened with COVID-19. Most of our people lost their jobs, but they're not working, but we're trying to show the kids that are going to come after us what is available and what should be, if you're looking at studying career-wise, the things that you should be looking at today. She works in the law something. My sister, without wasting any time, can you please introduce yourself and tell our viewers what is it that you do for work in 2020?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Buyisile Nojiyaza. I'm an admitted attorney of the High Court of South Africa. I'm employed by Ethekwini Municipality, Legal and Compliance Department. So currently, Hello?
No, continue.
So currently I'm doing legal services for Ethekwini Municipality.
Wow, that's big. How old are you?
I'm only 25 years.
I wanted the people who to know. I wanted that to sink in, because you're one of the youngest people we've actually who's accomplished something for yourself. So we're gonna go into your journey. So just currently, can you please tell me what is it that you do, as a lawyer? I mean, I know a lawyer is a person who takes people, criminals, take them to jail, take them out of jail, you pay bail. Just tell us, when in your field, in your specification, what is it that you do for the municipality?
Okay, I will try not to get into details, because most people don't understand that there's a difference between criminal and civil. You see, so most people understand criminal procedure, and they understand that you only need to go to court only when you have matters whereby you were raped, you've been injured. So I'm dealing with civil. Civil is one part that most people are not so familiar with.
Okay.
So I'm really grateful that I have to tell this to the whole world, because okay, civil procedure is whereby you do matters whereby it's a matter from a person against another person. And the difference between criminal and procedure is that in criminal law, it's against the state. So I would say between two people, that's civil.
Okay.
Yes, but then if you do something that is like against the constitution, then that's criminal. So as I'm working for the municipality, I do a lot of things whereby I do rates, whereby I try by all means to ensure that people pay their rates so that the municipality can function. Because also most people think that the municipality has got money, they can do everything. But the thing is, we need to get the money from the people. So that's one. Number two, I do insurance matters. Insurance matters would be, let me just lay out a scenario. Like the municipality has got its own vehicles, and then these vehicles are given to different people who work for the municipality to ensure that they give back to the community, right? So whilst the people are working, sometimes they engage in car accidents. So like, as the legal department now, I'm there to ensure that the insurance pay and ensures that these cars are able to function again.
Wow.
Okay. And then currently I'm doing a very serious matter, and
you don't have to mention it. We don't want to get into trouble. You don't have to go into detail. You can just go. But you don't have to go. I don't want to get into trouble.
Okay, I was trying to say that in law we're not allowed to disclose most of the things whilst the matter is still
pending. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm currently doing a very serious matter whereby the municipality is in trouble. We need to sort out. We need to sort out something. Okay, I don't know how to put this, but it involves like 70 million. So it's very difficult for the municipality to actually sort out such a scenario as in instantly. But then if we fail to sort it out, it means that the community will come back to us and say, you guys have failed us. So Right now, I'm in a very serious matter, and it's very difficult to handle it because at the same time, you need to consider the municipality and you need to consider the rights of the people. That's it. I can't really get into details with this one.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. You've already said too much.
Yeah.
No, I was asking because what I wanted the people who are watching this thing to see, I want them to know there's so many fields you can go into as a lawyer, as an attorney, or whatever you want to call, whatever the title that you get. It's not the perception that we have. You know, when we think about lawyer, we think about like, oh, generation, they're going to go to court. Generations, those are the lawyers.
That's
and when we don't think about there's other fields, there's law, there's people who get into law only to find that they are dealing with just contracts. Like that's it. They don't go to court, but they just deal with drafting contracts to make sure. Let's say a municipality wants a service from me. Obviously, there has to be a mediation between the two parties, and then the contracts that you draft to go to, you're going to deliver these services at this particular point in time. That thing is taken. The lawyer's advice, if you're going to give out that like a tender. Be specific with the tender. What the tender is going to be like this. The contract must look like this. The wording, so that people mustn't get confused. So if a person submits a bid, for instance, you submit a bid only to find it doesn't meet the requirement of whatever that the bid is for, then they can't come back and sue and say, no, Municipality, we're suing the municipality because they gave us the wrong information. So there have to be lawyers behind it. Like what you're saying, like for instance, like the thing you're talking about, cars, you're dealing with insurance. They say you bump. Like Ratata is driving in motor municipality, then he bumps it and he hits somebody. Now the municipality is going to have to be sued or they have to pay. You are the one who handles those matters, because they don't just handle themselves. You don't just hit somebody and say, oh, you work for the municipality, it's fine, just go ahead. No, it doesn't work like that. There's people who work behind those things, and we really want to unpack that for our young who are coming behind us to say, hey, now can I just go back to your education history? How did you even discover? Okay, I know law of is something that has always existed, and most people who go into law, they pretty much want to be a lawyer. What made you decide you want to be a lawyer, you want to follow the law career, law routes, because you're just getting started right now? We're going to get to how long you've been doing that, but let's just take it to the beginning. What made you decide I don't want to be a supermodel, I don't want to be on Instagram showing off, be an influencer, I don't want to do these things, I actually want to go to school and study, and right now you have a career. What made you decide you want to do that?
Okay, I have a passion for law, and the reason behind it, it's quite a sad story, because my mother passed away a long time ago, but she used to own this other house, but then she never got the title deed. She even passed away not having the title deed. And then later on, when her estate was distributed, we were not able to get that house because it was not registered under her name. She never got her title deed. And at that time, as a young girl, I felt like it's something that we need to sort out, because my mother grew up in rural areas. You see, she was not exposed to that. If you don't have a title deed, you don't own this house, later on you've paid the money, but it's not your house. You see.
Oh wow.
That was the first thing that made me want to do law. And then the second thing, I got exposed to some people who were more like criminals, but then I would say they were criminals. Yeah, but then the problem was that the police used to go to their houses, they just throw away everything, they search without their search warrants and everything, and these people didn't know their rights. And me, at that time, I didn't know their rights also, but then I felt like this thing is wrong. You see, the whole house is upside down, you see, but then as a young girl, I didn't know that they have rights against that, you see.
Oh, okay.
And then now, as an attorney, I can see, if ever this thing happens again, I'll be able to assist such people.
Wow, that's very admirable. First of all, much respect to you for pursuing a career because you want to be in the service of the people. I suppose it makes sense that you work for the municipality if you think about it, because Municipality is in service of the people. So it makes sense when that's the route you ended up following. It shows that you're really, really true to your story, because it would have been very weird if you said, no, I wanted to help the people, but right now I am doing this thing that is putting people behind bars. You literally are in service of the people, and big up to you, much respect. Most people are scared because it sounds like it's a very hectic thing. I know I can never do that. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. Okay, when did you discover you want to do law? In high schools, in high school, which subjects did you do first? Because there's something I want to say with you. Which subjects did you take matric before you left matric? What subjects did you do in high school?
Okay, to be honest, I discovered that I wanted to do law whilst I was still in primary school. But then when I went to high school, grade 10, my dad told me that science is the way. So he was like, you should do physics, you should do life science. And then he said I should also do accounting to be on the safe side. He said, if you want to be rich, just forget about this law thing. It just takes too long. Yeah, even if I can put him on this video, trust me, he would still say the same thing. But now he's very So
you must show him this video.
You should do science to be on the safe side. So the reason why I did science was to impress him, and I tried by all means. I got good marks. But then after high school, I told him, no, let me just try and do law. And he was like, I'm not against you doing law, but then he was advising that it should be my second degree, because he believes that anything with science. Yeah. Wow.
You know why I was asking you specifically about the subjects, because there's this huge misconception that is going around. I understand our fathers, they can deal with it, but we can't deal with that because it's not true. For you to be a lawyer, you have to study history. You have to do history. Without history, you can never be a lawyer, because history, it's research, it's facts, it's this and that. You be a factual checker, so history sort of prepares you. Only to find that's not the case. Maybe you are the third person who's in the field of law, or law who's just in the law. That's why I always say law something, to make it simpler to people that you're the third person, and then they always say, no, that's not true. Like, you can actually be a lawyer without doing without doing a history in high school. You can become an attorney, you can become this, you can become that. I'm like, wow, this is really, really important for the kids to know who are in high school right now, who wants to be a lawyer. There's another one right now. Their parents said, take accounting, because we have businesses. They can take accounting or do science or do whatever. They've got a passion for this thing, because most careers I'm seeing that people who are successful, I'm interviewing, there's a passion behind them. There has to be a passion for you to say, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing and go study a PhD in Finland while I could be providing for my family, like right now. No, it's fine, no problem. I'm just saying, there's a passion behind a thing that you do, and most people who are successful I'm interviewing, they are saying the same thing. There's a passion. I am passionate about what I do. I am passionate about becoming a lawyer. I am passionate by working at tourism. I am passionate about being a person who writes code. I am passionate about medicine. Those things, then they take that energy and then they apply it to their studies, and then they become successful. Opposed to a person who's going to be told, do this thing because it's going to pay you more. Even if a job is going to pay you 100,000 a month, if it's not within you inside, you're going to flop in it. You're not going to be great at it. You get fired. You end up doing things that are a flop in your job. That's why I wanted to find out from you, first of all, what did you study in high school? And secondly, what drove you to studying law? Okay, cool. We're here now. Where did you get your qualification? What qualification do you have, and where did you get it?
Okay, I have an LLB degree, and I got it at the University of Zululand, where I enrolled in 2014. That's when I was doing my first year. And then the 4 years was over in 2017. And then in 2018, I started my articles, because to be an admitted attorney, you need to do 2 years articles and then PLT, which is practical vocational training. I did the 1 year articles at Mapumulo Mazibuko Attorneys in Durban, and then enrolled to do PLT with lead. It's done in the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Howard College. Yeah. And then after that, I met all the requirements to be admitted as an attorney. I met all the requirements to be admitted last year, 2019. But I only got admitted this year because of some other issues. So the truth is, everyone has got some issues.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. I'm glad that you're saying that, so that a person who's watching this, they're even going through a minor thing. That's what I don't want you to get into your business up in here. We're not here for that. So you're going to a minor thing, and then you feel like, man, this thing is gonna stop me from achieving my dreams. Always will find the very life provides you with obstacles for you to overcome them. There's no such thing as smooth sailing in any industry. Everybody I've interviewed here, there's no single person. You are going to be guest number 30 something. Not sure 31, but you're going to be guest 30 something. There's not a single person who sits here and says, for me it was smooth. I just left varsity. I just left high school. And I think varsity. Parents were like 100,000 a month. I'm going to study. I'm going to 100,000. I'm going to what's a model. I'm going to what's job. There's no such thing. Some people, I interviewed a guy who works with one of the big 4 banks. Jobs he has, it pays very well. He does Ethekwini. That guy told me, he said, bruh, I got rejected 18 times. Then the 19th time, that first yes, then I got into the work. Imagine sending 18 emails looking for something, for a job. It happens, yes. It just shows, like, you mustn't give up, which I know because you got rejected by 5 people or whatever the case may be, or maybe I'm not finding a place to go do articles from, or like, things like that, because those are the things that end up stopping you. And then at home, like, when are you done? You graduated, we slaughtered a goat for you here, a cow, you graduated, but now you're not working. You see this thing of yours, it's not working. Only to find that, no, it's not as easy. It's supposed to be not easy for you to enjoy it. It's supposed to not be easy. Anything that comes easy in this life, you lose it very easy. But anything that you work hard for, you enjoy it for the rest of your life. It's written testament. It's proof. I have seen this thing time and time again, and I'm glad with like a young person of 25 years old who's an admitted attorney is saying, "Nah, I went through my own things." Because I was going to ask you, while you are a student or working, which are the challenges that you found within your field? Like let's start off with school first. Because some people don't find challenges at school, they find them at work. Some people find them from matric, which how am I going to even go to school? Because that's a challenge. One, university, while you're studying, food, clothes, all of those things. Those things are challenges. At work, I have a challenge. Maybe like I'm working far from where I stay, or I have to stay at home. Let's say, since you're in Durban, let's say you work with the city, and then you stay a month in Toad, and you have to travel every day from a Toad, and then uzofika emsebenzini. People, that's like a huge distance, kanjalo. If people do just say Durban Central and say a month in Toad and look at the distance, it's quite a huge distance. Those are the challenges. I wanted to ask from you as a young woman, what are some of the challenges that when you experience trying to obtain your degree, or whether while you study, while you sebenza, isn't it that became just challenges when you personally?
That's a good one. Okay, my challenge was not being patient after university. So I felt like my life is being delayed because immediately after university you expect to get a good job, a good paying job and everything. But then I got like 5 job offers and they all gave me peanuts when it comes to salary wise, you see. So that was a challenge for me because I needed to stay at a flat to be near work. But then later on, to be honest, as much as that was a challenge, later on I actually realized that as a candidate attorney, there's a lot that you do not know. Once you start working, you actually start to realize that your degree doesn't mean that you can sort out anyone's case immediately or instantly. The minute you start working, you actually see that some of the procedures that you learn in school are actually not necessary, but some of them are important. There are some that you need to know in your head. For example, procedure, we have rules. You need to know your rules. You see, you need to know. Okay,
sorry. You were saying you need to know what?
Your rules. In civil procedure, you have rules. For example, like Rule 9, you know that you're drafting summons. Rule 55A, you know that you're amending. There are lots of other rules that you need to know in your head. But then immediately after university, you don't know all these things. Fine, you might understand, but you don't know your rules. If you don't know your rules, hey, it's a mess. It's a mess. And it means that sometimes you will go to court and you will come back with cost. And for people who do law, they understand that if you come back with cost, you are in trouble. If the business is trying to make money, You see, as much as you're trying to help other people, at the same time you're trying to make money. So if you come back with cost, it means that now the firm needs to pay this cost because of you as a candidate attorney. You failed to do certain things. So you need to be abreast with the law. You need to learn every day. You need to, the minute you enter, you should know that you don't know everything, and you should ask. And that's the only way you'll be successful. Having a degree doesn't mean you know everything. Yeah. So
and it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing because this comes from a person who's young. You just started working. How long have you been working for the city of Durban?
Okay, I started working for Ethekwini Municipality last year, immediately when I finished my articles. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you started
1 year. I only have 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad this thing is coming from a person who is in a perspective which I'm still wet behind the ears. I'm still green. I'm a junior. So you're growing with this thing, which you need to learn. Basically, it's almost like you're a lifelong learner. Those big books that you normally see in these law offices, go suits, they don't read themselves, those things. Those things are there to help you win cases. So if you want to be part of this kind of a career, basically a law, anything that has to do with law, you need to read like all the time on certain things. Which you need to read all the time. I know that much. Now you just when you came and added on top of that, which you need to know your rules as a lawyer. Meaning, you can say just even some of the things we from the university, then the one can will always say that to find you do 40 modules of university, only to find in perspective, you're probably gonna use 10 to 15 in the real workspace. But the rest but you have to do those modules. They're there for a reason to shape your character. If I think about it, they're there to shape your character, and that's why you need to understand the Loma modules are mine. Go to Musu apply for you need to be like, hey, okay, let me take my degree, put it on the side. Let me take what I'm educated, put it on the side. Now let me learn again. I'm studying again now, another thing in the workspace now. I'm learning again. And then I like it when people talk like this. People don't come here and say, I know, I'm the best. When I came out, the first case, got 100,000. Say about 100,000. Doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? And the people who employ, not what you're encouraging, and being lazy, but the people who employ you knowing value, you're still gonna be wet behind the ears, you're still gonna stumble across. Don't be too hard on yourself, just as long as you keep applying yourself. That's what the employer wants to say, you applying yourself. At least if you made a mistake, you do something to rectify it. You won't be like, I did a mistake, Uzobona Maspada or whoever has hired me at a particular point in time. You know what I mean? So that's very, very, very dope. And so before we end, how are you finding the job? Now you're working now. How are you finding it? The business? Is it a busy career? Is it a relaxed career? Do you get time to take breaks? Are you always working? How is the environment?
Okay, when I was working for Maphumulo Masibuko doing my articles, it was busy, but not as busy as the municipality. So I would say I'm very grateful that I have like two different backgrounds of experiences right now. So I know that in a private law firm, they're not always busy.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a matter of having clients also. But then with the municipality, you are always busy. You are always busy. You are always busy. And then the thing with the municipality is that sometimes you get cases whereby you have absolutely no knowledge. You need more time dealing with such cases, but then you have a lot of work. But then to show that you're determined to do your work, maybe you can start reading a few things on your phone whilst you're at home. You see, that shows that you have the passion, you are willing to, you have the drive. You see, so that's what I'm trying to say is that with the municipality, we have a lot of work. I wish I was at work. I would just take a picture of my desk. You would laugh. Yeah, so we have a lot of work with the municipality, and sometimes we get more interesting cases. Not that other cases are not interesting, but then the thing is, some other things you get familiar with, so it becomes boring for you. But then the minute you get something new, okay, you want to do this, and then you start reading and you realize, okay, like right now I'm also doing a town planning matter because I've got a lot of cases. I'm also doing a town planning matter, and I'm finding it so difficult. But then as the time goes on, I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
And this, I love what you're saying, because it just brings back to how literally we just keep on saying the same thing. Like the thing you're saying, which you're doing a case right now, whatever that you're working on, but now something comes, or we understand if I'm fund. Basically, you need to study now. You need to study this case. You need to find. I know a bit now. I watch these law shows, even though they lie. They don't tell you the actual thing, but you need to find like a case that is related to this case that was won, and then you try and compare the two. I love the fact that you said something that's very powerful, that I want a person who's watching this to just click like bulbs. You don't need to go to libraries anymore. Everything you need is here. It's on your phone.
Yeah.
Like you said, no, everything, you just go to your phone. Like the fact that you said that, it shows what you're living in. You're living in the now times, in the now century. You're not living in the 90s where, like, when you have a case, you have to go to some law library and research and do all of these things. Pick up your phone and do your research here.
Yeah.
Why not? Why are you using phone? Like, I mean,
everything.
Exactly, everything is here on your phone, so you can't be lazy and say that I did not do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because like, hey, I was away, or on a weekend I had. You can like, while you in a taxi or in a bus or in a plane, it's okay. I'm gonna download a few things. I'm gonna read when I'm in commute about this case I'm working on. There's no room for laziness and being lazy, and especially in the law space, because that's a cutthroat thing. It's a global you overwork, Spanish thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's training you for what's to come in the future. In the future, you're gonna wanna have private practice. In the future, you're gonna every person I've never met is a lawyer. That's one of their dreams. I wanna open my private practice, so on and so forth. Instead of you working for the city comes, but hey, we need you. Can we contract you for a year? They contract your firm for things like that. Not just the city, other businesses as well. Those are the things that most lawyers I've interviewed, the people I speak to, want to own and attain. But those things won't happen if Kuzoba a case and you just say, when this thing I'm gonna ask man to have a look for me. It doesn't work like that. This comes back to now. You see those modules we were talking about, they teach you all these things that you never really apply, but you have to write a test for. If you don't pass these modules, you're not getting your degree, and all of these things. They're there to shape you, to always keep you on your toes. You would say, hey, as much as I'm not going to use these things, but I have to be on my toes. You would say, should anything happen, I have to. Things that are going to challenge you, because if you just focus on, let's say it's 10 or 15 modules that are really going to be applied, almost to span. If you're going to focus on those ones, because you be lazy, they make you be active, they make you basically want to be the best. Because I understand with my lawyers, you guys, there's competition as well. Which you need to excel. It's not a thing whereby I know I'm gonna give it to my friend. There's competition, and you need to come prepared and knowing what, okay, I'm going into a field whereby I'm working with shots, but now I'm going to show my best foot forward. Whatever the case may be, I don't care. I'm going to show my best foot forward, and that will ultimately produce the best results. And I really, really respect for him. I didn't even know you're 25. I thought maybe like she's been. I didn't know. Like when you told me you're 25, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, wow. Like I really, really respect. And I'm hoping, because there's not a huge difference between you and the kid who's 18, 17, who's finishing high school right now. There isn't that much of a difference, Kanjani. You knew when you wanted to do law. I want to do law. Yeah, time and something about society. No, I want to do law. I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be. I want to do law. Maybe on the later stage you could have said, okay, maybe I can focus on science law if there's such a thing. I'm not sure. Let me focus. I know there's something called finance law or accounting law. But you said, I want to do law and I'm going to stick with it. You're still young. You're still going to grow. Maybe in 5 years' time, when we do our interview again or whatever, you would have accomplished certain things within your field. You would have been something else as well. And yeah, like people need to know this thing is a journey. It's not a thing when you just wake up and say, okay, I'm just going to do this thing, Jay. And I'm going to wake up and be a lawyer, stay in a nice flat in Durban. And sometimes you have to sacrifice that, your fun and happiness. You have to sacrifice. I can't come to this party. I'm due to court on Monday. I have to prepare this thing on a Sunday. Do you understand? Like, can you please just explain to the people who don't understand? Those are some of the things that you need to sacrifice. I'm sure there's times when your friends will be going out to have a good time and you'll be like, no, guys, I can't. I'm due on court on Monday. I need to work on this thing, make sure it gets perfect. Can you just go into that part of making sacrifices to make sure that you are happy within the career that you chose for yourself?
I don't think that's a good one because I'm not one of those people who really, really parties that much. You see, I'm more focused on my career. The reason for that is because I feel like I'm young, and the other reason is that I used to do debates and I was the best. So coming out of university with that in mind, that I'm the best in debates, you think you're going to be the best lawyer. But the minute you enter and then you actually see, okay, you need to start working, then that's the reason why I don't really party as much. I go out, but this year I don't remember when was the last time I went out. So I don't think I can really advise on that one because I'm not one of those people who go out a lot. Yeah.
No, but what you're saying to me, it means something. Like you don't understand. Without you dropping knowledge, you're dropping knowledge. You said right now you're young, you're focusing on your career. Basically, it's work. Because in Yaga, like you're young, in Yaga, you need to achieve as much as you can at the stage you're in. What you're saying is actually quite dope. So that people can see sometimes if you don't have to party, don't party. If you have to work, you need to work. I'm sure now there's times where you feel like, hey man, it would be nice to be out with friends, But despite your job, you have to go and do what you need to do, even if you don't need to go to court. But for the fact that you need to go on, like, let's say today is Friday, so I can't make this example. But let's say today is Thursday, it's jumping, level 1, celebrations, clubs are opening up, things are opening up. Then your friends, hey, boy, let's go, how's this place just open? I've always wanted to, like, dude, I can't. Tomorrow I'm due. I've got an interview about my career. I need to go and hang with Anjal. You make sure, even today, these people, I love the fact that you applied yourself. I remember when I called you, I need to say this, I called you today. I'm like, yo, are you ready for an interview? Like, oh man, I'm doing my hair. To me, that shows this is a person who takes themselves seriously. It just shows what you take yourself seriously, and as you should, as a human being, as a young person, as a young girl, you should be doing those things to be taken seriously. You know what I mean, Anjalo? So we can value your time. So we can say, hey, if there's a problem in interviewing, I can always do it. I value your time. It shows, like your demeanor, your aura, it shows you are a person who values and I respect that, and I want more young people, especially young girls, to take the thing very seriously, because we want you guys to be the best versions of yourself that you were created to be, not something that you saw somebody doing. You can watch this video and say, I saw this young girl, she's 25 years old, she's a lawyer, wow, she's been working for a year, it means at 25 I can be a lawyer too. But the sacrifices that come with that, the sleepless nights that come with that, ever since in high school, the sleepless nights. Think about it. In high school, you already told me, Guti, you were doing a debate. That added to your character as well, for you to be able to argue a point. You can't just come to and argue a point. You had to be doing something that was preparing you. So, are there any other extracurricular activities you were doing in high school besides debating?
Okay, I did debates in university, not high school.
Oh, university.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, university. Okay.
High school level, I did sports.
Sports. Okay, cool.
Because, I did sports, that's all, nothing more. And then when it came to university, I participated in debates. I also participated in a science program called HPW. The reason why I participated in that program is because it actually teaches people like presentation skills. And as much as it doesn't deal with law, I felt like I'm going to benefit something because I need to do presentations. I need to go to court and appear on behalf of someone, you see. So I did that course and I traveled to a lot of places because of that. And I even traveled out of South Africa because of that.
Wow.
And to think that I had such an opportunity, yet I have a law background and I was in like a room full of scientists like Dr. Carl, and there are a lot of other people there. You see, it's taught me a lot of things. It taught me that you should be confident at whatever that you do. Even if you are scared to do something, just do it. Because you understand? So if ungayenzi into ulahlekelwa okuningi, kanti if uzama ukwenza something, at least you tried. So when I first participated in that program, it was really difficult because they asked me about geology and all those things, and I had to do my research because it was really difficult to have a low background. But the minute I entered there, everyone was excited to have someone who comes from a different background, someone who can actually tell them the law. How like I even did environmental law because I was on that program. I wanted to be an asset for the program because they do mostly science, as in geology, and a lot of other things. The reason why I'm busy saying geology is because that's the one that's so challenging me. Yeah.
No, that's great. I'm really, really glad it was to end on this high note, because I feel like you've said everything. Normally I would have asked you any word of advice. You've said something that's very important. Basically, involve yourself. Just because you're in university, you're studying law, don't just say, I'm just going to study law, and then find things. There's societies in school. Involve yourself, even in university, even in high school, because these videos I want them to be watched by a person who's from grade 8 to grade 12. Involve yourself in high school. Do something. Be active. If it's sports, do something. If it's debating, do something, because that shapes your mind, because that's the tool that you need to be shaped. University, once you get there, do something. Don't just sit and say, I'll go to attend, come back, eat and sleep. That's what I'm going to do. No, do something, because it shapes your mind. It shapes the tool that you have. Involve yourself with other people who do other things as well. Your future is bright. Besides that, it helps you just to build a network. Simple thing, it helps to build a network. I'd like to say thank you for your time today. You can go back and enjoy the rest of your day. It's a Friday. You're in the city of Durban. It's beautiful in Durban. Just go shaya mando moya. Thank you for your time. Thank you, and all the best going forward. We wish you the best. So I'm hoping the kids are watching this, they're going to learn. It took a lot from you, right?
Thank you very much. Ratata, world, ratata.
But we do it like this here. We say ratata, career corner, ratata. I'll sleep, ma.
Ratata, career corner, ratata.
Number one. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Dream big, think sharp. Cut.